The next thing that we are going to study is the set of motivation theories. Motivation theories are divided into two parts. One are the content theories and second are the process theories. We'll first study the content theories of the motivation. There are a number of content theories, but content theories majorly focus on the human needs that makes or develops human behaviors. Human needs that develop human behaviors. Second, the creation of the environment in which human needs can be satisfied. The creation of environment in which human needs can be satisfied. So these are the content theories. Basically, the first content theory that we are going to study is F.W. Taylor's scientific management. We need to remember two things about the motivation theories. One, the name of the theory, and second, the name of the theorist or the name of the author. Both can be tested from us in the examination, the name of the theorist or the name of theory. F.W. Taylor scientific management. Taylor was not a business scientist or economist by nature. Uh, he was a manager. Yes, he was basically an engineer who was working in industries and observing the behaviors of the labor. His time duration is from 1856 to 1917. So in the 20th century, basically, he was working on the behaviors of the labor and identifying the effects that what makes the labor more productive. If we talk about the practical scenario of that 20th century where he was working, actually, we will be coming with the fact that most of the workers at that time were untrained, and lesser specialized. Secondly, the second fact that we'll come to know is these workers were led by the supervisors that were not skilled enough in the supervision. So if we say the quality of supervision was also poor, that will be correct. That were even not skilled in their supervision. In their supervision. So we might say that they had lesser training, they had lesser skill about the management and the supervision. There was no formal appraisal system. It means that when in organizations, labor complete their whole year or a specific time period that they were given, they were unable to receive any kind of proper promotions on the basis of efficiency that they have performed over the year or over the time period that they were allotted. There was no proper system of appraisal So these are the economic conditions and the social conditions of that time period in which that theory was developed. Most workers were developed on daily basis with no security of the employment. Were recruited on daily basis with zero safety about the job. It means they can be anytime fired or kicked out of job. So these were the social conditions in which Taylor worked as a manager and tried to identify the reasons that might help, the situations that might help to improve the productivity and the motivation of the people. The approach that he developed is called scientific management, and the scientific management focusing on the improving of productivity. Scientific management to improve the productivity. First of all, he said that select workers to perform a task, to perform a task, then observe them performing, see that how they are completing their task. 3, record the time taken by each individual worker to complete the task. Record the time taken by each individual worker to complete a task. To complete a task. 4, identify the quickest method. If someone has performed with most efficiency, identify the quickest method. 5, then train all workers according to that quickest method. According to that quickest method. It means the most efficient method should be taught to the all people who haven't performed that efficiency. Then supervise the people that they are actually doing and completing the task according to the method that has been taught to them. That they are working according to the methods taught. Now, the final thing comes. Now, pay workers according to their tasks, according to their results. When everybody has learned the same method of doing the task, and that same method is the quickest one, now you should pay them accordingly. The person who work more should be paid more, and who work less should be paid less. Jobs, results. So this is what we call the Taylor's scientific approach After doing all this, Taylor believed that human is an economic man. From economic man, we mean that if we pay him more, uh, he will perform better jobs, and if we pay him less, he will perform less jobs. It means more financial rewards will motivate him more, and less financial rewards will motivate him less. This is what we call economic man. This is one of the results of the Taylor's theory. If we talk about the results of the Taylor theory, there are many. Results of Taylor's theory. First of all, as I told you, first result is economic man. That money is the only motivator. Although in today's environment, this thing is not much accepted, and lots of managers believe that money is not the only motivator. There are a range of the needs that should be satisfied at work. We recently talked about that, the range of the needs in the previous lecture, that socialization needs and all that should also be satisfied at work. But according to Taylor, the money is the most important motivator. Then you select the right people for right job. What does mean right people for the right job? Uh, Taylor also tried to experience this, the right people for the right job. He assigned a task to the certain people, and he identified that which person is best for which job. But this is a primary roadmap towards the specialization, basically, where we identify that every person cannot do every job. uh, People are specialized in something, and they must be assigned those tasks that they can complete with efficiency. Selecting the right people for right jobs improves the efficiency, performance of the business, and the productivity of the workers too. Effective organizations also always do that. They do not assign tasks randomly to the people. They assign tasks according to the skill level of the people. Then the result of the Taylor theory is also observation and recording the performance. This was not a common trait before Taylor, the recording of performance. I was saying that recording the performance was also a trait that was introduced by the Taylor, that workers should be observed closely, because I said earlier when I started with this theory that work was not being observed closely. The managers were even not skilled enough to uh, for the purpose of close observation and all that. So Taylor came up with the idea that work should be closely and effectively supervised and seen and recorded, that how much people are working, so they should be paid accordingly. And then establishment of the best method of the work. Establishment of best method of work. This is to increase the efficiency of the people. We do that that uh, we assign tasks to the people and identify the best method, and we train people according to that best method. So everybody should be working in a same way. Everybody should be opting a similar method, that is the most productive one. That will increase the overall productivity of the organization. And the most important thing is the fifth one, that is a piece rate system of payment that came up as a result of the Taylor's theory. Piece rate system. The employees should be paid according to the number of units they make. Employees should be paid according to the number of units they make. If you have decided that the piece rate of every employee is $3 per unit, if they make 10 units, it means they will be paid 10 multiplied by 3, $30. So we'll study the piece rate system separately too in this chapter. We'll talk about that this became one of the most effective systems of payment method in the business organization, because it attracts most skilled labor towards the business who are more productive, and they know that they can make more goods in the given time. This was the Taylor's theory, but Taylor theory received some criticism too over the years. First of all, the first most popular criticism is that money is not everything. Money is not everything, and every human is not motivated by money only. There are a number of other traits, in fact, that help people to get motivated. And secondly, he said that give people more rewards, they will work more. Give more, they will work more. Okay, but to what extent? People cannot work 24/7. People cannot work 24/7. So this is the problem in that. And third one is the um, try the selection of the piece rate, that what rate per unit will be given to people. This was also important. It was not easily decided. People are usually a little difficulty to decide that what piece rate should be given to people. And these are the few problems that are attached with the Taylor's theory of the motivation. There are further theories coming, and we'll be talking about them.